Please read before watching the documentary. In this documentary, there will be pedophilic behavior and mild profanity language. It is my concern that if you don't feel comfortable handling either those, it's very recommended to immediately stop watching and click off the documentary to prevent any damages. Please note that this will be the very last final for real video about Thank Thingy as a whole, because after this documentary has been uploaded, there won't be any more content about him for good. I urge you to watch the entire documentary for a clear understanding of who and what Thank Thingy is, please and thank you. I appreciate your cooperation into reading. The documentary will begin in 10 seconds.
Thank Thingy. The name that I said and heard before once too many times since I was 13 years old, transforming into the beginning teenage years. And by the way, this is Courtney speaking, so hi! But have you ever heard that name before? You have? Well, that's great to hear. Then that must mean that you know some stuff about him, right? Not a lot, or not at all. That's fine, but if you haven't, allow me to explain who and what he is as a brief introduction. Thank Thingy is known as Jake Trago as his real name, but for this documentary, his name will be addressed as Thank Thingy, since that was his well-known name in the media. He is a 20 years old Australian autistic adult who was a former content creator on YouTube and the media on the internet for 8.5 years, but had his downfall and got exposed for pedophilic stuff towards teenage and underage minors almost a month ago. But how did we get to this state in the first place? Well, let us go back in time and era. The year and era of 2016, when it all really started, the golden year and era when Thank Thingy came onto the spotlight on YouTube. Shall we?
On December 26th, 2016, history was made.
Hello everyone, it's me, Reese again. And I'm here to explain the beginning of the first golden year and era of Thank Thingy. So let's get started. Thank Thingy, as a preteen and teenager on the internet in the media, came onto YouTube to start his soon-to-be legacy and career with his channel that will take off in the following years. He created his channel a day after Christmas, December 26th. That's right, December 26th. 2016 is when he officially started YouTube. Now, I can't describe what type of content that he was making back then because I wasn't connected at that time. But if I have to assume, he made distorted sound effects, Sparta remixes, Klasky Gummy Bear songs with different type of sound effects, the Jimmy Choo Show fan-made content, animations that he once had a deep love passion about, which is his main purpose into joining YouTube, and other content that are unknown to describe. Alongside that, he created his very own OC, which stands for Original Character. This is what it looked like. At first, not a very pleasant and unexpected OC to see. It looks like a gun-shaped R with smirky eyes and a mouth while waving with one arm and another down, including the legs too. Also, just a reminder, his OCs throughout the years will be shown in each chapter, depending on the year, with a belief description on what it is, as I did on his first ever OC. So be on the lookout for that. As he was making and posting content for the gold on YouTube, he was earning subscribers from something, from somewhere that I can't really tell. But let's fast forward together a few years later into 2020, the year where it all changed for the best.
Oh, 2020. Who could forget that year? The year of starting complete chaos and downfall of everything that's been going on around the world, but to thank Thingy with his over 20k plus subscribers at that time. Him being more and more well known and popular for his presence and content on YouTube and in the media of the internet, he was going uphill with his legacy and career. Becoming closer and closer into soon-to-be success, but all of that will change in the next 3 years, which that will be, 2023. How and why did it change on that year? Is that the start of his downfall? Find out in the next chapter of the documentary.
Now, this is the year for me to remember, like literally. I mean, look at that OC with which I suppose is an Animal Crossing character, Gyriad. Oh. And this one too. Wow. So much taller with Godzilla features everywhere and a cross necklace. He could be a Christian, maybe or maybe not. I don't know for sure. But enough with that. Allow me to tell you all my interactive friendship experience with Think Thingy. Would you believe that I actually watched some of his videos since the beginning of that year and I never interacted with him until July? Yay. I indeed did, and to be very honest with you guys, I don't even know how and why I subscribed to him, but I apparently did and kept him subscribed for purposes only. And on this very day, July 3rd, is when I had the worst and toxicest relationship in all of my years of dating, and trust me, it is that bad. Now you may be wondering and asking, how does that even relate to Think Thingy? Well, I hope you're ready for a long story because it's going to be an unexpected and heartbreaking one. So once upon a time, on that very day, I met a British Fortnite TikTok creator on Instagram named Finley who was 17 years old and I was still 13 years old. I came across him from his Instagram story and started to interact and got along with him pretty quickly. That I was in one of his TikToks before it got deleted, and then it took a shocking turn. Even though we added each other on Fortnite for a short while, if we eventually both got a victory royale from a match, then we would start dating because apparently he really liked me and wanted to date me, and I was like, sure, why not date him? But then, it would turn out to be the worst mistake I ever made. And let me tell you, you're not ready for this. The next day, the 4th of July, me and my father was going to go out of our town and go straight to Grove City to celebrate and get away from the fireworks at night, and I even told Finley about it and told him that I'll talk to him later on the day, even though he specifically told me that he doesn't like being ignored for a short to long period of time, and I understood that very clearly but not clear enough because after me and my father arrived in Grove City, we immediately went out to shop, eat, and whatever else you can think of that we was doing. A few hours later, after we were done, I received a message from Finley that I couldn't believe what it was, and you wanna know what it was? Finley, yes Finley, turning transgender, so instead of him being addressed as a male, she was a female and possibly was cheating on me, but I don't know that for sure, and this was literally a few hours later, which is crazy, and that's not even the worst part. I was even given an optimum to save our relationship and become lesbian or break our relationship and leave Finley be, so you wanna know what I choose? I choose to break our relationship and leave Finley be, and that was marked as the absolute worst, toxicest, and used relationship I ever had, and guess what? It literally lasted less than a day, disappointing. And let me tell you, I was extremely pissed and truly heartbroken and wanted to get Finley back because of what he did, so I did.
Fucking ego, ugly ass bitch. You don't even know what I look like. Stupid. Fuck you. I will come here every day just to cut you out. Okay? Cause first of all, I think it's funny, and second of all, I have a wonderful video on my mind. Whoever that bitch ass motherfucker is, fuck everything that you have in your motherfucking life. I hope your mom die. I hope you die. I don't care. I do not care. I'm not taking shit back. I ain't taking shit back. Fuck you and fuck you stupid Uruguayano. Your British accent is so fucking bad.
Which caused a whole week of non-stop drama, until it happened again, on the 16th, still in July. Let me explain. Me and Finley, who was now addressed as a male, both apologized to each other and forgot about what happened, and Finley wanted to give our relationship another chance so he can make me a better person, and I was too gullible to believe it, so I decided to get back with him. And while I was dating Finley again, one of his exes named Lily warned me about him, that he was a cheater, he was using people for gifts, and he's not as loving and loyal as we thought.
Finn is telling me that he doesn't like you. All he's doing is using people.
He doesn't like me?
Yep.
Why?
He does it to everyone. He's done it to me before.
What you say?
At that moment, I didn't know what to do, but I listened and took her advice. And what was her advice, you may ask? To break up Finley for good and lose all contact with him, and that's exactly what I did. And I must say that I was very proud but still a little down. That until, a couple hours later, a video was uploaded from a familiar channel and person that I commented on what happened, and that mysterious person was none other than, Thingy. Now we're finally getting to the part where he gets involved and relates to what happened. Are you ready? I bet you are. Okay, here we go. After he saw the comments I posted, he felt very bad for me and told me a life lesson about toxic relationships and to stay away from them, and then that was that. We officially became friends and started to interact with each other almost every single day, improving our friendship. Oh. And I almost forgot to tell you, we interacted with each other right before this, which was a couple days ago. I asked him if he had Instagram, but he didn't, because at that time, the only media app he had was YouTube, and that was okay from me. But back to the 16th, we eventually quickly became friends, and after knowing and interacting with each other for a few days, I decided to do this for him because he told me that nobody had ever done this to him before.
Girls, we run this mother. Hey! Girls, we run this mother. Who run the world? Who run the world? Who run the world? Who run the world?
That's right, a video all about him. But I unfortunately deleted it, and I'll get to the part why in the next chapter. I remember him telling me that nobody has ever made a video or even a tribute specifically about him, and asked me if I'll be willing to make one for him, and sure enough, I excitedly agreed, and he wasn't expecting me to be that excited into making a video about him. After that video I made for him, we did not just interacted more and more, but talked about everything, made more videos and fan-made content about him. And then not too many months after, I started to have fantasies about him and very obsessed with him because I love him that much, that so much to the point that I did something absolutely and guilty regretful that made Thingy going interactive on YouTube and quitting. I hope you're all prepared for this, because it's gonna go down. Let's get it. On October 6th, I curiously decided to go to Google and search up Thingy, went to a website called DeviantArt, and saw a post of somebody trying to cancel Thingy, so I told Thingy about it, and he was pissed. And I also forgot to tell you that he also has anger issues. So be cautioned for that. But anyways, after Thingy saw the post, he made a video confronting about it before he did the unthinkable, deleting his videos and changing his channel until it was empty, promising everybody that he'll never come back ever again. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the very first time I witnessed him quitting YouTube, and throughout his time being interactive but still active, I supported him with everything that he wanted and needed. That was up until I did the unthinkable too in late November. I made a short about something sexual about Thank Thingy, and let me tell you, his reaction was not that pretty. And that was actually our first ever controversy towards each other, and it went for an entire week towards the beginning of December until I apologized for what I've done and he forgave me and decided to actively come back to YouTube to create and promote his biggest creation that'll be revealed very, very soon, just you wait. And after that controversy was over, we started and continued to talk with each other, until next year in 2024, where our friendship really took off. Are you ready? I bet you are. Let's go.
And here we are, 2024, and look at this new improved OC he has. Everything looks the same as the last one, but his color scheme changed. So does his body. And what do you know? Gyro is no longer by his side, so Think Thingy can finally be independent. And this OC is one of a kind, meaning that it's extremely well known to his legacy and career. And plus, everybody knows it too! His fan base was also rapidly going uphill and gaining more fame, but that wouldn't last for too long. Throughout the entire year, we continued to be friends. Actually, very good and well-known besties, and I continued to make fan-made content for him, celebrated our first year anniversary of being besties, and pretty much everything else you can imagine what us as besties would do. We were doing absolutely wonderful until it happened again. In September, Thank Thingy going off interactive on YouTube and quitting for the second time, which will be the beginning of his downfall in the media on the internet. Not only did he have YouTube, but he also had a social media app named Discord in the media too, and had some personal problems about calling and messaging others that made him go in denial, psychologically crazy. And this lasted for quite a while, and it was a lot worse than what happened last year. But after that, he eventually redeemed himself and came back active to YouTube again and Discord. Only a few months. But if you think that his beginning downfall was bad enough, trust me, it's gonna be even more bad in the next year of 2025. You better get ready for this because it's gonna get spicy up in here.
Welcome to 2025, where Thank Thingy has his complete downfall on his legacy and career. And if you're wondering, who's speaking, it's Steven, one of Courtney's besties, and it's very nice to meet you. But anyways, back to his downfall. On January 12th, which was last month, a few weeks ago, he was caught and exposed into being a pedophile. Back in October last year, he took advantage of his victim of his disgusting and horrific acts. And that victim was none other than Courtney, manipulating her into doing intimate activity and sending nudes to him. And he continued with his acts not only towards Courtney, but some to her other besties too. Some were overage, meaning over the age of 18, some were almost overage but underage, meaning not over the age of 18 but over the age of 13, and some were underage, meaning under the age of 13. And after the truth came out, spreading the word like wildfire, Thank Thingy did the beyond unthinkable and deleted his YouTube channel for good, destroyed his own legacy and career, and left.
Hello, this is Matteo Lomania. I'm one of Courtney's besties, like best friends, and now that I'm here, I want to address like my past experience with watching some of Dang Thingy's content, just in case if typing it through text doesn't work. Okay, so I'll be doing this in English for this audience here. Okay, so what I remember is that I first started watching like some of his videos after I remember watching his Windows 98 style, like one of those Barney errors. Yeah, I think it was like rare footage of like a Barney error in Windows 98, like in 1997. I don't know, maybe, but yeah. It was in the style of the Windows 98 CC official Barney error is back, but with a twist on the script, very likely, very much. And I did not know that he was gone afterwards, like after his first close down. So now afterwards, like after he rebranded his channel with the Barney Era Alphabetical series, with his season 1, I started watching those errors. But I apparently liked more the ones with Boris. Only like just Boris and Barney, no one else. Something I forgot to mention is that the 1988 Barney error mode, in which he used for his Windows 98 style Barney error, the one with the rare footage, yeah, he would use that for his new series, as well as creating like new versions of like new evil modes for that Barney specifically. So like I did not pay much attention to the godline characters of Dang Dingy. Especially like I was more interested in the Barney era lore rather than the characters. And like I only watch those videos specifically when they're supposed to be a part of the lore that is resembled from the Barney era alphabetical series. An example I could give would be like the Dang Dingy versus Ultimate Shinado, which had Barney thinking about his decisions and decided to do like this redemption arc with the kids and all. And I also remember like I did not watch any Jimmy Choo versus Baldy, like at all. But when I've seen this, the schoolhouse, the video with the schoolhouse being rebuilt and all that, I still did not know them. Like, I may have watched the Barney errors just for Barney and no one else. But I did not know he had other series in plan too. And that's also for the Dang Thing in Darrow Raiders and all that other error series that he has done to this point. I did not know any single bit of them. So what's next? Oh yeah, I remember like I used to watch some Barney reaction by Corny. I think it was I don't know which one, like Barnier K or something. Yeah, I think it was that one, like the one with the Beyonce Run the World intro live. That was amazing. So now fast forwarding to I don't know what is that 2024. So like I haven't been talking much with Dang Dingy for as far as I could know. But like I could relate to some of the things that he did. Like some of the things he likes and he dislikes. But I would never do that kind of stuff. Like to try and groom with some young friends who are younger than him. Fuck no. I would never do that shit at all. So wait, I'm going off script. Oh, I'm sorry. So I started watching some of these Barnier meme edits. And then like some other reactions too. And I did not know that Deng Thingy was like aware that his mother was like really not aware that he was talking to strangers on Discord. So like I do believe that persons, even if they do something wrong, they can have a change of heart. That's what I believe for Deng Thingy in September of last year. But here comes an interesting thing, like a twist point. So, as far as, in December 12th of no. After that lockdown, he said that he would no longer do Borny errors because they're so repetitive and boring and stuff, blah blah blah. Then he did all these Godline videos and then the collaborations with Courtney, Jason, even Chelsea too. But that was all in the past. Now, for this thing that has been going on recently, the downfall accident. So like at 12th of December, he asked me for a picture of my face. I made sure that it would be a secret between us two, but I'm spilling it here. I took this photo with a different camera app. I'm not gonna say what it is. So, fast forward one month later, I hear that Ethan was getting groomed by Deng Thingy. Later, I found out that Katrina was also getting groomed. And then I found out that Courtney, one of my best friends, had been in a had been acting in a kind of sexual way to Deng Thingy for his pleasure. And so now that with all this info gathered and now that Luna was also groomed too, like all the exposition, the exposing videos and all the stuff, blah 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 blah, like we are not trusting a pedophile anymore. Like ever. We are not. Yeah, like after experiencing all of this, I just realized that if somebody I befriend is a pedophile, the worstest thing that could happen is that they could try to make me moan into the audio or something. I wanted to work with him, but now I don't want to after all this. Many people who were supportive, like friends of Deng Thingy, were really expecting to work with him a bit more, like to look up to him. But now they're finding out that he groomed minors and also was a pedophile. We decided to cut ties with him because like being friends with a pedophile is a fate worse than death. So like I think that's all I want to put in here. So like yeah. Thank you for listening. Sorry if I took too long. And I'll see you all later. Bye bye.
Hi again! This is Courtney speaking once again, and I'm here to explain my experience of Sexini past creation, which is known by his content since 2023. So, what I can remember from his past creation is, he used to make animations and Barney eras related of himself, Gyroid, some of his favorite childhood nostalgic characters, and other characters too. I remember his series name, the TJ Berto Arrow series, the Chimichurri vs. Baldy show, Barney's Alphabetic Era series in the Cholesterol Element Beings universe. My personal favorite series from St. Cini was the Chimichurri vs. Baldy show. Barney Alphabetic Era series in the Cholesterol Element Beings universe. But if I had to choose my number one favorite, it would be the Chimichurri vs. Baldy show because of how very enjoyable, hilarious, adventurous, wonderful, relatable, and a good amount of chaosness there is. But the other series was just as really great and amazing. And St. Cini was not the only one in the making of these series. I was too. So did some of my besties and current boyfriends, Race and Archimedes, and alongside others too, especially his former best friend, Jason Sharon, who is also one of my other besties, including Chelsea too. I was also featured in only 2 of St. Cini's collaboration movies for the Cholesterol Element Beings universe, back in last September for his pre-20th birthday and December for Christmas. So did Jason, Chelsea, and Arjun before all of the collaboration movies were deleted and wiped out by none other than St. Cini. And that's my experience of St. Cini past creation. And if you have anything you want to ask me about my experience, please let me know by leaving a comment in the comment section. Thank you for listening. Now, it's almost time to wrap up the documentary, but we still got one more chapter left to go. I hope you're ready. Not only I know St. Cini on the internet, but I know personally about him because he told me and my other besties some stuff about his personal life before. And since that he's gone from the internet, I thought that in this chapter I would reveal everything of what it was like to personally be in the St. Cini's life. So, here we go. He lives in Adelaide, South Australia. He mostly lives with his mother and his 2 siblings, young and old. He has a younger brother and an older sister. The father doesn't live with them because their parents are divorced, but sometimes during some occasions every year, they come and visit their father. St. Cini also got an additional brother named Alex Trago that lives away from Adelia. St. Cini was also a dropout in high school, and he didn't finish his 12th grade year, which is senior year, and working on a job that I'm not aware of. And that's pretty much all I know about him personally. But now, without a further ado, let's take this documentary end to a close with a conclusion.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the entire documentary about Frank Thingy from what and who he is. And I also hope that you all now have a clear and better understanding about him. Now, before this documentary comes to a very end, I want to remind you that this is Courtney's final ever video about Frank Thingy as a whole, because after this documentary is over, do not expect any more content about him ever again. And to those who still support Frank Thingy after what he did towards everybody, I very much strongly recommend that you do not support him any longer to keep yourselves protected from people like him. And to Frank Thingy, we don't know where you are right now, but if you're still out there, alive, we wish you nothing more than to get some serious professional help and you change for the better. God bless you and may God have mercy on your soul. But if you're not out there, possibly dead, then may you rest in peace and may God be with you for eternity. Goodbye, Frank Thingy.